from the Don and Lorena Meyer studio at the University of Nebraska-Lincoln College of Journalism and Mass Communications, this is Nebraska Nightly.
Good afternoon and welcome to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Rachel Miller.
And I'm Hannah Ryan. The University of Nebraska-Lincoln's Faculty Senate is not confident in current UNL Chancellor Rodney Bennett.
But first, it's been another nice week in the capital city, but things might get cold over the weekend.
Nebraska Nightly forecaster Jamison Nichols joined us from the weather wall. Jamison.
That's right. It's going to be a pretty warm day for the rest of today. Temperatures at that 67 and winds northwest at about 20 miles per hour, cooling things down just a bit. Looking at that 3-day forecast, it's going to cool down to the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, and there's a precipitation chance overnight into tomorrow morning with a possible chance of snow. More on that in a bit.
Faculty tension is rising at UNL as professors are preparing for a possible no confidence vote against Chancellor Rodney Bennett later this month. The controversy surrounds his plan to finalize more than $27 million in budget cuts. The cuts could eliminate several academic programs and dozens of faculty positions. Faculty Senate President John Schrader says the impact goes far beyond numbers. Schrader says, quote, "I think these cuts are going to be devastating to this campus," end quote. Schrader also believes UNL will lose staff and certainly lose students. He also says the Faculty Senate will keep discussing next steps ahead of the vote on November 18th. If the no confidence vote goes against the Chancellor, the Senate will no longer support the decisions made by Bennett. Nebraska Nightly reached out to a spokesperson for Bennett who declined comment.
One day after a federal judge ordered the Trump administration to pay the full SNAP benefits for November, the administration is asking for a pause on that order. An emergency request was filed Friday morning to the First Circuit Court of Appeals. The administration said a USD District Court judge in Rhode Island on Thursday overstepped his authority to order what the USDA find more money to pay out full SNAP benefits to states. The judge said that had to be done by Friday. In response to a previous court order, the Trump administration earlier this week announced that it would partially fund the food stamps program. Nearly 42 million Americans receive food stamps.
Meanwhile, several national chain restaurants are offering free kids meals to help SNAP recipients get through the funding dry spell. TJ Fridays is among them. Through November 20th, families who eat at its restaurants get one free kids meal with each adult entree meal with a $10 minimum. It's limited to one kids meal per adult per day. And after November 20th, the chain will offer the deal every Tuesday through the end of the year. Denny's, Ruby Tuesdays, Huddle House, and other chain restaurants are also offering free kids meals for food stamp recipients. And restaurant and grocery delivery services are also kicking in. Among those, DoorDash pledged to provide 1 million free meals and waive delivery fees for about 300,000 grocery orders for SNAP recipients. Instacart and GoPuff are also both offering discounted deals.
Coming up after the break, a look at air traffic reductions.
And how the Lincoln Airport is responding to the reductions.
On average, every Big Ten student wastes 112 pounds of garbage each year, but there's a fix. Make sure you use an Aussie when you dine in and be a part of the change.
Hey, done for the day?
Yeah, just kind of maxed out on people.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
Thanks for asking. I have been feeling just kind of off lately.
Do you want me to
Concerned about a friend? Just ask and refer them to counseling and psychological services at UNL.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. Let's look at our weather headlines right here. Cooler temperatures over the weekend, precipitation chances Saturday morning, and snow to our north. It's too early. More on that in a bit. Currently on radar, it's looking real clean. Western Iowa, eastern Nebraska, absolutely dead. There's nothing going on, and that is reflected right here with our satellite imagery. You can see almost all of Iowa and Nebraska is completely devoid of any cloud cover whatsoever. Snow tracker, we are looking at a chance of a trace to 1 inch around this area. That's going to be solely dependent on those temperatures. If it's below the freezing point, that will fall as snow. If it's above, it will fall as rain. So it's pretty uncertain, but what we do know is up the I-29 corridor towards Sioux City, Fort Dodge, there is a higher chance of snow into tomorrow. First look weather, it was a pretty pleasant day across the board today. We started with those temperatures in the lower 40s. That quickly warmed up to the 50s, the 60s, and we're sitting at 6-7 right now, where that will continue to fall going into tonight. And that 7-day forecast. Saturday, a little bit chillier in the 50s, Sunday 30s, Monday 40s, but Tuesday into Friday, look at that. Get out there, wear those shorts like a true Midwestern, because it's going to be a great looking week. Back to you.
So tomorrow is supposed to be a little cold, and this weekend will be a little cold. Jameson, what are those temps going to be looking like for next week?
Yeah, so it's going to be a little bit chillier in the 40s, 50s over the weekend, but Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 60 degrees the entire time. So it's going to be looking really, really good.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Jameson. This morning, travelers are facing widespread flight cancellations as the government shutdown and staffing shortages disrupt air travel across the country. Airlines have been canceling flights after the Trump administration said it would cut air traffic at 40 airports until a deal is reached to end the shutdown. Ivan Rodriguez is live at one of those affected locations, Atlanta's Hartsfield-Jackson International Airport.
Traffic is busy this morning, and then when I arrived here, it's like a normal situation here. I don't feel anything bad yet.
Frustrated and anxious travelers hoping for the best as new restrictions kick in. The FAA gradually cutting air traffic at 40 airports nationwide until the government shutdown ends.
They need to figure their stuff out.
An initial 4% reduction in domestic flights is in effect, and more than 800 flights have been canceled alone today, 4 times the total number of U.S. cancellations a day earlier, according to FlightAware. Many airlines are allowing passengers to change their tickets without fees, but some travelers don't have faith those flights will run either and are making alternate plans.
We stayed at a hotel last night that was, $150 out of pocket. Now we're going to be another, couple of $100 out of pocket, taking a rental car, driving it down.
But it's better than waiting.
It's a 9-hour drive down to Wilmington.
Meanwhile, the Air Traffic Controllers Union says the industry is facing possible mass resignations as workers remain unpaid during the shutdown, putting extra strain on an already stressed system. And Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy says the reduction in flights comes down to safety.
It is not a science, it is an art that we're trying to deploy to keep people safe in the airspace. And we're trying to be, we're trying to prevent the pressure that we now see building in the system.
In Atlanta, I'm Ivan Rodriguez.
At the Lincoln Airport, Rachel Barth, Director of Air Service Development and Strategic Marketing, reports TSA workers and air traffic controllers remain working here despite being unpaid in weeks. And although these cuts are happening in some of the largest airports, Barth, who was traveling at the time that we spoke to her, explains that smaller airports like Lincoln will feel the ripple effects as airlines are prioritizing flight schedules.
So you're definitely going to see fuller flights in general because people are having to rebook on like maybe the next flight. I am concerned for those, potentially trying to hit connections for, international, just because they're not going to have as many options if we see those reductions.
Barth also says that travelers should pay extra attention to their flight status.
Awareness Month.
An Arizona couple is capitalizing on their annual Halloween party.
Every little discovery.
Hey, done for the day?
Yeah, just kind of maxed out on people.
Is there anything you wanted to talk about?
You know, thanks for asking. I have been feeling just kind of off lately.
Do you want me to
Concerned about a friend? Just ask and refer them to counseling and psychological services at UNL.
As soon as I kicked one of my buddies in the head, I was like, yeah, we gotta go after that.
Social media is a daily part of many college students' lives, something we've become used to, but it can also be overwhelming and draining. Studies show that taking regular breaks from social media reduces stress and improves mental health. Too much screen time has been proven to increase anxiety, while stepping away helps you reconnect with the world around you. Take a break. Protect your mental health.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly, November's National Diabetes Awareness Month. More than 38 million people in the U.S. live with diabetes, and the CDC says many adults with the disease remain undiagnosed. But early detection and treatment are critical to prevent potentially dangerous medical complications. In today's Health Minute, Mandy Gaither has the early signs and symptoms of diabetes.
It's a disease that causes a person's blood sugar to spike because their body can't make or use enough insulin to regulate it. Diabetes is a lifelong condition that can lead to other major health problems.
This is a very serious disease. The problem is people don't always take it seriously.
Dr. Willa Shoy with the Ohio State University's Wexner Medical Center says diabetes complications can include cardiovascular disease, kidney damage or failure, and nerve damage. Of the more than 38 million people in the U.S. estimated to have diabetes, around 9 million of them don't know it. Shoy says everyone should know early warning signs of the disease, which include frequent urination, extreme thirst, and blurry vision.
If you see those signs, it's very important to address them.
Type 2 diabetes is most often diagnosed in adults, but having a healthy lifestyle can help lower the risk. Shoy says that includes avoiding foods that are high in carbohydrates and fat and having a consistent exercise routine with a combination of cardio and strength training.
Sometimes a physical trainer can be helpful not only in advising about nutrition, but performing the right exercises so you don't hurt yourself.
For Health Minute, I'm Mandy Gaither.
The CDC says 1.7 million U.S. adults aged 20 and older have type 1 diabetes. It's different from type 2 of the disease and causes the patient's immune system to attack the body, stopping its ability to make insulin. Currently, type 1 diabetes can't be prevented, but it can be effectively treated.
Although Halloween is in the rearview mirror, that doesn't mean the effects of the Night of Fright have stopped. In Arizona, a couple has capitalized on their annual Halloween party to raise money for a good cause.
Please come in. In North Phoenix, one couple has turned a night of fright into a force for good. Since 2017, Braun and Colleen Jones have decked out their home top to bottom in scares, hosting an annual Halloween party meant to create memories in honor of loved ones who lost theirs to Alzheimer's.
You know, I wanted to solve the problem, and I knew that I couldn't, without the help of others.
Like far too many, both Colleen and her husband have endured the pain of watching a loved one fade to the disease.
Having both her mother, my grandmother, who all had Alzheimer's, and deciding, we're going to make this something that we want to try to actively solve.
Partnering with the Alzheimer's Association Desert Southwest, they began to scare up donations ahead of their annual Walk to End Alzheimer's event. What started with a few dozen guests has become a Norterra community tradition, hundreds joining in on the fun and the fight.
Definitely don't think we ever expected it to get to where it's at.
From raffle prizes to donations at the door, the grassroots effort has now netted more than $50,000 over the years.
We are actively searching for a cure.
Terry Spitz with the Alzheimer's Association says efforts like this fund critical research and support families in need.
It's about community getting together and really tackling this thing as a team.
And that's exactly what the Joneses have built, a community bound by compassion.
You know, when people band together and they do things that really make a difference. We're doing a fundraising walk on Saturday. Those little things add up to big things.
At the heart of their display, a memorial for those lost, a reminder that behind every monster and mask, there's meaning and maybe one day, a cure.
Every little step, every little discovery is another step closer.
Coming up next, Nebraska football is gearing up for tomorrow's game against UCLA.
And men's and women's basketball is looking for their second win of the season.
Husker students struggle with food insecurity. Husker Pantry addresses food insecurity and a welcoming space by providing free food and personal items to UNL students in need. Due to high demand, the pantry often runs out of essential items. Help keep the pantry stocked by donating the most needed items. From canned food to personal items and cleaning supplies, you can make a difference by donating. Learn how to donate by visiting pantry.unl.edu.
What time is it again?
It's 11:57.
Oh my gosh, no, I have homework.
It's okay, you still have 3 minutes.
You're right, I'll pull it up on my phone. Oh my gosh, 50 questions, how am I supposed to do this?
Well, if you were built different, you could do it.
No! What time is it again?
It's 11:57.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly. I'm Ashley Phipps. The Nebraska Cornhuskers has voyaged to the West Coast to face off against the UCLA Bruins. No Dylan Raiola for the Huskers after a season-ending injury last week versus USC. Nonetheless, spirits are still high as the team and the backup quarterback, TJ Lateef, are ready for tomorrow's matchup.
I think we all are excited, not just like, hey, we're going to support TJ. We're excited for TJ, and we want to see him go out there and play. You know, Eric Crouch was out of practice today, and he was talking to TJ like, hey, let it rip, man. So I think we're excited to see what he can do.
Nebraska is back in action tonight versus UCLA. The game is at 8 o'clock Central Time tonight, 6 p.m. on the West Coast. UCLA comes in winning 3 of their last 4. The all-time series is tied 7-7, and this is Nebraska's first game in the Rose Bowl since the 2001 National Championship. And they are seeking their first win in Pasadena since their 14-13 win over UCLA in 1933. Speaking of wins, Nebraska men's and women's basketball are looking to keep momentum after a pair of wins on Monday, and head coaches Fred Hoiberg and Amy Williams spoke to the media yesterday on the importance of that taking momentum into the weekend.
We didn't have a sufficient offense when we were forced into a half court, either taking the ball out of the net or bringing the ball down the court slowly. We had some good looks, so I'm confident we're going to knock some of those down and be more efficient. in our half-court offense.
I thought that we had some really good possessions in transition where we shared the basketball and moved it well and played with pace. I thought Britt Prince was very aggressive to start that ball game, scored 8 of our first 12.
At noon versus Florida International, and the Nebraska women follow at 5 p.m. versus SoCon foe Samford.
So we're looking forward to a couple more games, one with football, and Dylan Rayola is unfortunately not in after he had that surgery. What do you think the chances are of us winning?
I am a proud Husker girl till the day I die, but I fear Dylan without his fibula. I don't know. I pray that I have high hopes. We have a strong morale this year, so hopefully they'll get it together.
That's a great outlook.
Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, Ashley. Stick with us after the break.
Okay, so how about this much?
I don't know.
Well, how about this much?
I don't know.
How about,
Actually, I don't know.
okay, maybe this much?
I don't know.
The very tip of your pencil, a fraction of a raindrop, 3 grains of salt. That's how much it takes for a dose of fentanyl to become lethal. Learn more at realdealonfentanyl.com.
Many of the brands you love don't love animals like you do. Look at the labels of products you use for a bunny logo signifying they don't lab test on animals. Check the label for those who aren't able. Start making the shift by visiting crueltyfreekitty.com today.
Welcome back to Nebraska Nightly.
Campus dining is usually looked down on, but here at Nebraska, a partnership with Omaha Steaks is bringing finer dining to on-campus living.
Hudson Carrico shows us how you can get a steak dinner for yourself at Harper Dining Hall.
As of the start of this semester, UNL Dining Services Harper Smokehouse is collaborating with Omaha Steaks to provide quality cuts of meat and meals to students and staff here on campus.
After our trek to Harper Dining Hall, we're here to show you what that ordering process looks like, and of course, try some steaks on our own. Let's go.
After entering the dining complex, you place your order on a slip of paper at the front desk near the entrance. The menu has protein options ranging from surf and turf to sirloins and New York strips. From there, you choose your cook temp, toppings, and sauce. I personally went with the 8-ounce sirloin with au jus and caramelized onions. I had my sirloin cooked to a medium well because I'm 80 years old and wanted to make sure my steak was dead. After you fill out your ticket, you drop it off at the steak station for the chefs to prepare.
Perfect, thank you so much, appreciate it.
After filling out my order, I ran into UNL student Matthew Weisenhund, who said the addition of Omaha Steaks to Harper Smokehouse is well worth it.
As you know, there's a stigma around college dining halls, but I gotta say, I was pretty impressed by what they've come up with. It tastes just like a regular steak you'd get from a restaurant, and I mean, being able to go up and get as many sides as you want, I mean, it just adds to the experience.
So you would definitely order again?
Oh yeah, I'm waiting on my steak right now.
So obviously you guys can't have a proper steak dinner here at Harper without having a proper tablecloth or candlelit dinner. So let's set the table.
As I set the table, let's talk about prices. In terms of payment, this meal was a little more expensive than other dining halls on campus. An Omaha steak at Harper Dining Hall is going to cost you 2 meal swipes. However, students are able to supplement those meal swipes with dining dollars. In total, the meal's value was around $20.
And now for the finishing touch, a real candle.
After a 20-minute wait for my steak, it was time to dig in.
All right, everybody, it's time. So as you can see here, we got the sirloin steak with sauteed mushrooms on top. a little bit of au jus, and of course, the candle to add to the ambiance here. So, let's give it a shot. I mean, it's perfect. It's exactly what I asked for. Medium well. They serve it on a real plate, which is, of course, different from the disposable packaging they offer at Able or at Selleck, and it's nice to not eat off an Aussie. Au jus pulls it together, sauteed onions on top, nice sweet to kind of counter that salty au jus. Yeah, that's great. So yeah, I would 100% eat the steak again. I would 100% walk all the way back over to Harper, and I think that it's great if anybody's looking for a nice meal here on campus.
For more information regarding Omaha Steaks at Harper Dining Hall, you can visit UNL's dining website or stop at Harper Dining Hall at 1140 North 14th Street. From Nebraska Nightly, this is Ben Hudson Carrico.
Thanksgiving usually produces some wild, wacky, and downright weird food collaborations.
Today, 2 popular brands announced special limited time flavors and items.
But the first, Kraft, has unveiled a new flavor of its mac and cheese just ahead of Thanksgiving. Mac and cheese, that's right. Kraft says it combines the flavor of its signature box mac and cheese with warm notes of apples, cinnamon, and brown sugar. Kraft's apple pie flavored mac and cheese is only available for a limited time and only at Walmart.
The second is Taco Bell, who is rolling out the Mountain Dew Baja Blast pie. It's a key lime style pie that gets an infusion of the chain's fan favorite soda. Taco Bell says the unique treat fits well with Friendsgiving, where it says anything traditional gets a creative twist. The chain says the pie is available limited time, in-store only, and sold only as whole pies for $19.99. It's not looking very warm for the Good Life halvesy on Sunday, but tomorrow in Pasadena should be beautiful for some Husker football.
Forecaster Jamison Nichols returns with a look at your game day forecast. Jamison?
That's right, Rachel. Those temperatures looking tomorrow are looking real Californian, if I do say so myself. Starting off at 59 degrees in the morning, moving to the mid-60s, 70s, 80s, and ending off at 65 for that kickoff at 8 o'clock p.m.
So we're getting some warmer weather next week, and thankfully we won't have a home game because of that colder weather this weekend.
That's right.
I know we don't have Rayola, but what are your guys' chances on us winning against?
Go Big Red. Go Big Red.
Go Big Red, and I'm with Ashley on positive vibes equal good outcomes. So I believe in our whole team. It's not just about one player. It's still good.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in to Nebraska Nightly.
Be sure to follow us on social media at Nebraska Nightly.
Our next live show will be on Friday, November 14th. We will not have a live show next Tuesday.
Instead, please tune into the College of Journalism and Mass Communications High School Basketball Media Day for area girls basketball teams, starting at 3:30 p.m. on the Nebraska News Service YouTube channel.
Have a great night.
Nebraska Nightly is a production of the University of Nebraska-Lincoln's College of Journalism and Mass Communications.